These are the top 5 easiest businesses that you can start while you're still in high school. For each business, I'm going to tell you 3 different things. 1, what supplies, if any, are needed. 2, what skills are required, and 3, how to get your first client. Okay, our first business you can start in high school is video editing. According to Stripe, the number of creators on their 50 most popular platforms increased by 48% from 2020. As of this year, 2024, Linktree estimates that there are 207 million professional creators in the world. That should tell you that content creation is a massively growing industry. And with all these growing creators, the biggest problem you can solve for them is by helping them with their video editing. Helping them with their editing is going to free the creators up to do what they do best in creating more content, and they don't have to worry about all the tedious elements of editing their own videos. Some creators are really good at creating, not so good at editing. So a good video editor can take their content to the next level. But basically, as a video editor, you'll take raw footage and transform it into polished videos, adding effects, transitions, and sound effects to create engaging content. This is what you're gonna need to get started as a video editor. You're gonna need a computer that has decent specs. Hopefully you already have one, but you'll need a PC that has a graphics card, otherwise it might be tough for your computer to handle, as video editing is pretty graphics intensive. But my team uses a simple NVIDIA 3060 Ti for our editing PCs, but just research different GPUs on YouTube to figure out which one is best for you. Or you can hit up Facebook Marketplace and try to find a good used PC that has a GPU that hopefully they weren't using to mine crypto. So hopefully this doesn't cost more than about $300 if you just need a GPU or a PC. Next, you'll need some sort of video editing software. Free ones you can use to get started are iMovie if you have a Mac, but if you're on Windows, you could try DaVinci Resolve, Shotcut, or HitFilm. As you start bringing in some revenue, you could consider upgrading to Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro if you have a Mac. And the last thing you need is obviously access to the internet, which I'm sure you already have, so hopefully this is free as well. So you can start a video editing business for as little as around $300, which is not bad. Okay, now for the skills you're gonna need to be a video editor. There is a little learning curve, but there are a ton of tutorials all over YouTube. You do not need to pay for some fancy course or anything like that as you're just starting out. It also helps if you're a creative person and you have a high attention to detail as well. Okay, so how do we get our first clients as a video editor? What I would do is I would start to build out your portfolio by posting your content onto YouTube or LinkedIn, as well as Instagram. And for now, that can house all of your work, and eventually you can create your own website to display your portfolio as well. You can then begin to promote yourself by offering your services for free to people that you know, and let them know that your first project is totally free, so they don't have any risk. And then you can get some reps in. And then if they like your work, you can work out a deal for them to do your next project. I'd also try to pick a niche and try to focus on a specific area of content that you can excel in and then broaden out as you get better. So for example, you could do sports-based content or cooking and food content.
And it looks like Gandhi's flip-flop.
Just pick an area of content that you absolutely love and just go with that for now, and then get on Instagram and start DMing creators that are in that niche until you get a couple hits. You can also advertise yourself by offering your services on Fiverr or Upwork.com just to get started and try to pick up some recurring customers on there. Video editors can charge anywhere from $20 to $100 an hour for their work, so if this interests you, you can make some decent money scaling the business by then training other editors underneath you and then handing off the projects to them. But that's what you need to get started and get your first clients as a video editor. All right, the next business that you can start in high school is a lawn care business. Lawn care is an evergreen industry, pun intended, as homeowners and businesses always need their grass cut. In the US alone, the lawn care industry is worth over $100 billion. It's a repeat service, meaning that satisfied clients will call you back regularly if you just do a good job, and they're gonna need your help up to once a week in the peak season of summer. Even in the winter, you can get creative by offering other services that solve similar problems for homeowners and businesses alike. You can do garden bed maintenance or snow shoveling or Christmas light hanging, whatever it is. Lawn care involves mowing, trimming, edging, and occasionally fertilizing lawns, which you can charge extra for. Honestly, it's a pretty straightforward service and doesn't require a lot of extensive training. Just be consistent and offer up good service and you'll make it. Now, let's talk about the supplies you're gonna need to start a lawn care business. The most obvious thing is you're gonna need a lawnmower. First, you could ask around or borrow someone's that you know, or you could try and pick up a used one on Facebook Marketplace for like $100 or even less. Next, you're gonna need a weed eater to get the spots that your lawnmower can't reach, and also to edge the yard to give a nice clean look. Again, you could borrow one or grab a used one for pretty cheap on Facebook Marketplace for like 50 bucks. Next, if it were me, I'd go ahead and I'd grab a leaf blower because you want to leave grass all over people's sidewalks or driveways. This is gonna cost another 50 bucks, but I think it's worth it. Then you need a way to transport all this stuff around from house to house. And I would say this is the only hurdle involved in really starting a lawn care business is if you don't have a truck already. So if you have a car, you could try selling that and then buying a cheap used truck, or just buying a truck outright if you don't have a vehicle. So all in, we have a lawnmower for 100 bucks. We have a weed eater for $50 and a blower for $50, totaling around $200 for the equipment, plus whatever truck you can get your hands on. Now, the skills required are just basic lawn maintenance. So hopefully you know how to mow a yard. If not, just YouTube it. It's really easy. Just don't leave circles in people's grass and you'll be fine. Now on to how to get your very first client with a lawn care business. What I would do is I would door knock near where I lived and I would ask them if they have someone that already takes care of their lawn or not. If they do, I would ask them what are they currently getting charged, and then honestly, I would just undercut them. As I'm getting started, you got to pick up clients somehow. And I would just say, hey, I'm doing this special because I live near you. Like, don't lie to them. And if they currently are getting charged 50 bucks, you could do it for 40 or whatever it is. You need to get money in the door. This is probably how I would start. Then you can just raise prices later on. But to make this effective, I'd try to get as many people as I possibly could in the same neighborhood or area to be my first customers. So you're not driving all over the place, wasting time driving rather than actually doing the work of cutting grass. Another cheap thing you could do is flyers in close by neighborhoods or door hangers. Lawn care can actually make some decent money once you get enough business to start hiring some help, be able to get more lawns done in less time, and then eventually gets you out of the day-to-day work. But that's how I'd get my first clients, and that wraps up starting a lawn care business. Okay, number 3 is power washing. Power washing is valued by homeowners and businesses for keeping where they live and work looking nice and clean. It's easy to jump into and get started pretty quickly, and you can work your way up to more difficult and higher paying jobs as your skill improves. Power washing uses high pressure water to clean surfaces like driveways, sidewalks, decks, siding, and even roofs. It's a quick and efficient way to remove dirt, grime, and nasty stains. Now, what supplies do you need to get started? Well, not that much, to be honest. You're gonna need to get a power washer, which actually isn't super expensive. You can get away with spending about $300 on a new one, and you can spend as little as $100 for a used one, or you could just rent one to get started. Next, you'll probably just need a pair of gloves and some sunglasses to protect you. So it's super cheap to get started in pressure washing. However, one thing you might want to look into is a good liability insurance policy, just in case you mess up someone's property. Okay, next up is the skills to get started. First is how to operate a power washer safely. And second is just making sure you understand which type of surfaces can actually be power washed. There is a ton of information, again, all over YouTube on how this works, so I would just start there. If you're really worried about it, you could take the slow route and just go work for an existing power washing company to get some experience first and then make sure you actually enjoy it, and then you could go up and start your own. Honestly, I don't think that's a really terrible plan either. Okay, on to how to get your first clients as a power washing company. I don't know what it is about watching power washing videos, but it's oddly satisfying, at least to me. So I would personally play into that, and I would just show me doing the work on my own property. Also, just to get the hang of the power washer that we just bought. Putting those before and after videos and images all over my social media would be a start. I'd create a local Google business account and start collecting reviews, and then take a similar path to the lawn care business where I would try to leverage businesses that are close by to me first, and then knock out a bunch of homes in the same area if possible. Then I'd go door knock and ask if you can start with just doing people's driveways for 75 bucks, some kind of special or something cheap. I think is a super easy way to get started. Get people to say yes, start creating income, and then get as many 5-star reviews as you possibly can. Take pictures of everything that you do and then post about it. Okay, that wraps up power washing. Next up on the list is mobile car detailing. With over 276 million vehicles in the US alone, there's a huge market for car detailing. This business makes the list because I don't think it's going anywhere for a while, and people will always value services that make life easier. Detailing definitely fits that box, and cars aren't going anywhere, so I think this business is going to be here to stay. Plus, some people really love their cars, and they're willing to pay a lot of money for a quality cleaning. So mobile car detailing basically involves you driving to wherever your customer is and then cleaning the exterior and the interior of their vehicle. This includes washing, waxing, vacuuming, all the stuff you got to do to keep a car looking new. It's all about the attention to detail and providing a thorough clean. Okay, let's go over the supplies to get started. So with mobile detailing, you'll need a bunch of supplies to get started, but it still shouldn't set you back more than about $500. Now, I'm not gonna get into every single different chemical and product that you're gonna need to get started, but I'll cover the main ideas. And if you're interested in starting a mobile detailing business, get on YouTube and search for starting a mobile detailing business. There's a bunch of videos I already checked, and they can list out every single different supply you're gonna need. You'll need to start off with some kind of car cleaning supplies like a pressure washer, a shop vac. You might need an extension cord, a water hose, a couple of like 5-gallon buckets, different types of towels, and then various chemicals to clean the vehicles. Okay, now on to the skills that you're gonna need. So detailing is a little bit harder to break into than maybe something like lawn care, because you do have to learn how to properly detail a car and not scratch up somebody's ride. So there's 2 ways you can learn how to actually detail a car. It's similar to pressure washing. One is go learn on YouTube like everything else, and then start trying it out on your own vehicles or even your friends, your family, maybe your neighbors if they don't care. And then as you get more comfortable, you can start working on customers' vehicles. The other way you can do this is just to contact a local mobile detailer and then ask to go learn or even become an employee and work for them until you think you can do it on your own. I would start off by texting everybody in my phone contacts asking to do jobs for like half off for the first 5 clients that responded to me. And I would take pictures of the befores and the afters and even some videos of me doing the work. And then I would open up a Google My Business page and start collecting all the reviews I possibly could so you can start showing up like organically on Google searches. Plus, those clients that you're doing for half off, they're gonna be a lot more likely to give you a good review because you just gave them such a great deal. Then we take all those wonderful before and after pics and videos that you did and we post them all over Instagram, and we make content every single day to push to people so they can see what you've done. Then I'd set up a website or at least some kind of a landing page for now that would act as like a funnel for capturing the traffic that comes to your social media pages or through Google. However, you don't want to keep your prices down for too long because with detailing, the money is really made on higher end clients that have nicer vehicles, and keeping prices super low is going to attract the wrong client. So keep that in mind as you begin to scale up and increase your skill. All right, that's it for mobile detailing. Next is house cleaning. House cleaning is always in demand as people value a clean living environment, but often they lack the time to do it themselves, or they simply just don't want to. It's a tried and true business that isn't going anywhere for a while and is currently worth over $46 billion in the US. And what's nice about house cleaning is it can turn into a recurring business or a subscription plan for returning clients. House cleaning involves tasks like dusting, vacuuming, mopping, sanitizing different surfaces. It's a pretty straightforward business that relies on providing consistent, high quality service. Now, to get started with house cleaning, these are the supplies that you're gonna need. Vacuums are a pretty decent place to start. You'll want a decent vacuum since you're going to be using it so often. This will set you back for like $400 to $500 depending on how nice a vacuum cleaner you get. Obviously, you don't have to spend that much, but you could go for a cheaper one or even just borrow one to get started and then level up once you have some cash, which honestly probably won't take you long in this business. Then the rest is a little bit easier. You just need some general cleaning supplies. And again, I'm not going to list out every single little cleaning supply that you're going to need, but it's things like rags, brushes, gloves, soaps, cleaners, there's buckets, disinfecting wipes, and something to probably carry everything in. So all in, you might be looking at like $700-800, but again, you could potentially skip the vacuum cleaner for now, which would bring your startup costs down significantly. All right, on to the skills you're gonna need. Hopefully you already have a general idea of how to clean a house if you're interested in starting a house cleaning business, but this is one that you can definitely just learn on YouTube. Other skills, and this goes for any business, is just good customer service skills. Just be nice to people and take really good care of them, and you're gonna be fine. You'd be surprised at how many businesses don't actually do that, especially in the home services industry. Okay, on to how I get my first clients. I do something similar to the things that we've already spoken about, but I'd start with my network and text everyone that I know with an offer they can't refuse, like half off in exchange for a review if I did a good job. And I'd 100% be running some sort of a referral program that would incentivize my clients to refer me. So we could do like a double-sided referral where the person that refers someone is getting a discount on their next house cleaning, or you could just give them straight up cold hard cash, and then the person they refer also would receive a discount on their first home cleaning. To run this referral program though, you would really need to crush the customer experience and be really intentional about taking incredible care of them and do a great job with your service. You can run a house cleaning business solely off of referrals if you work it correctly. Honestly, you could use a referral program in all of the businesses that we've spoke about today just to acquire more customers and boost your sales. But that is how I would get my first client and how I would start a home cleaning business. If you like this video, be sure to check out my other video right over here.